for Power Rangers Super Ninja Steel, Episode 10, titled Dimensions in Danger, or as all of us know, the 25th anniversary episode. So, to all my Ranger fans out there, happy National Power Rangers Day. Can't believe that Power Rangers is 25 years old today. Like, I was 4 years old when Power Rangers came on. I was a fan from day one. Like, I remember when it aired. Like, I remember where I was. I was at my grandmother's house, and I wasn't even in school at that time, so I was there all day. But when it came on, I was on watching Fox Kids, glued to the TV, and since then I have been watching Power Rangers ever since. Like, wow. Like, I was a part of the Fox Kids fan club. I was a part of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers fan club and all that kind of stuff. And with the Fox Kids fan club, you know, they used to send out those magazines each and every month, and they would have something Power Rangers related in there. Beetleborgs, Masked Rider, the Mystic Knights of Tyrannog, and all that stuff. Like, wow, we are 25 years in. I actually remember when they canceled Power Rangers with Power Rangers RPM, and I was like, man, we will never see Power Rangers ever again. But Saban bought it back, and it came back to Nickelodeon with Samurai, and here we are 25 years later. Wow, what a road we've been on with Mighty Morphin, with Power Rangers, man. Wow, like, I'm so excited. So the episode, you know, I'm gonna give the episode like a B+. And the reason why I'm gonna give the episode a B+ is because this episode was actually 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times, 1,000,000 times better than the legendary battle from Power Rangers Super Mega Force. Like, when it came to Super Mega Force, it was a complete super mega letdown to me, because the legendary Rangers that returned, they didn't get a big speaking role. The only person who really had a speaking role was Jason David Frank, aka Tommy Oliver. So that's why I give Super Ninja Steel's 25th anniversary a big B+. Now, does it beat any of the other legend, you know, the other anniversary episodes? It's a little bit better to me than, like I said, Legendary Battle, of course. I think it was just a little bit better than Once a Ranger from Power Rangers Operation Overdrive. And I say that because I'm not a big, huge fan of Operation Overdrive. Operation Overdrive is like one of my least favorite seasons. You know, it's up there with Samurai, Super Samurai, Mega Force, and Super Mega Force. So technically those 3 seasons are my least favorite seasons. So in order, I will say it's probably, nope, we're gonna go Mega Force, Samurai, then Operation Overdrive, because I can actually sit and watch Operation Overdrive on my DVDs, because I actually have the box set, so I can actually sit and watch that and kind of somewhat enjoy it. Now, is it better than Forever Red? Absolutely not. But again, a B+, because it was actually a pretty good episode. A pretty fast-paced episode, but other than that, it was really good. All right, so the episode, it starts out with Tommy. He is still living in Reefside, and, you know, he's on the phone with someone we don't know who he's on the phone with. And, you know, he's getting out the car, and he's hanging up the phone, and then he goes up to his porch, and there is his son's bike, and he gets on his son about, you know, leaving the bike out. And then a portal opens, and he turns around, and someone calls his name, Tommy Oliver, and, you know, look of surprise in his eyes. So you have Mick. He goes and gets the Rangers there at school. He tells them that they have you know, visitors coming. So the portal that opened on the last episode, it opens again, and the 3 cloaked figures come out. So it is confirmed that the 3 cloaked figures is, number 1 is Wes, number 2 is Gemma from Power Rangers RPM, and Coda from Power Rangers Dino Charge. So the Rangers know who Wes is, but they don't know who Gemma is, and they don't know who Coda is. So, you know, they're like, I've never heard of a RPM or a Dino Charge. And they explain to them the reason why they've never heard of a RPM and a Dino Charge is because they're Rangers from different dimensions. And Gemma tells the Rangers that in her dimension, a computer virus, Venjix, has taken over the world, and Coda says he lives in a world where dinosaurs are not extinct. And, you know, the Rangers find that cool. You know, Halo's like, I would love to visit that dimension. And then Wes shows them the transportals that the Time Force Rangers have created. And basically, they can travel through different dimensions, but when they travel through the dimension, it weakens the morphing grid. So when they do it, they have to do it and make sure it's something that they desperately have to do, because again, it weakens the morphing grid. So the first thing that they have to do is they have to find Tommy Oliver, which they know who Tommy is. So Wes is like, you know what, we have to make a trip out to Reefside. So they go to Reefside and they see Tommy, but they also see this guy named Lord Draven. And Draven is a ruler of dimensions. He has this place called the Antiverse. So, Jim and them are like, Tommy's working with Draven. Come to find out, it's not Tommy, it's a robot. So actually, Madame Odious comes down to Earth from the Warrior Dome, and she's she's talking to Lord Draven, and he's talking about how the robot Tommy has already captured 7 Rangers, and Wes is like, that makes sense. He captured 7 Rangers because all Rangers are going to trust Tommy, because Tommy is a veteran Ranger. So who would not trust Tommy Oliver? So that's why those 7 Rangers have been kidnapped. So Draven has these 3 arrows that will break the barriers to the dimensions, and he needs Odious's help to make him stronger. And so Odious makes him stronger. She tells him that he needs to shoot the first arrow in the sky, but he has to wait for it to turn the sky to turn red, and then he shoots the rest of them. So he is going back to his universe, and now the Rangers have to follow him to get to his fortress, so that they can stop him. All right, so at Draven's fortress, he's creating clones of the Rangers that he's kidnapped, which would be Rocky, Gia, Catherine, TJ, Antonio, and Trent. So, like I said, he's creating the clones. So Evil Tommy, he's looking at each one of the Rangers, and he didn't notice, but one of them has gotten away, and he's firing, that Ranger's firing on them. So Draven is upset at this point because, that's stopping his army from being made and all that kind of stuff. But not to fret, Draven says that, he has enough clones that he can launch an attack on each dimension and all that kind of stuff, and how he'll shoot the arrows into the sky to break the barriers of the dimensions. And, he's telling Robo Tommy to, hide the other arrows just in case, when he needs them. So he does that. And, the other Rangers are outside with Coda, Wes, and Gemma. They're trying to find a way into Draven's fortress. So they get blocked by the Basher bots, and they have cannons and all that kind of stuff. And they're trying to figure out, what do they do now? But then there's this figure that is invisible. It comes running down, and it takes out all the Basher bots. And then once it takes out all the Basher bots, it materializes, and it's Tommy as the Black Dino Thunder Ranger. And what Draven did not know about the Brachio Ranger is that he can go invisible, and that helps them out. So at this point, the Rangers decide that they need to split up. The Ninja Steel Rangers try to go after Draven, and Tommy and the other Rangers are going to go to free the Rangers that have been kidnapped. So, like I said, the Ninja Steel Rangers, they go fight Draven, and, Draven kind of defeats them. And then you have Calvin, Haley, Preston, and Levi. They disappear so that Draven can't find them. And then you have Sarah and Brody, who blended in with their background, and they snuck into the fortress, and they let them know that they're in the fortress. So now they are going to split up to try to find the other Rangers. So you have Tommy, Gemma, Wes, and Coda. They are in the lair with the other Power Rangers, and they're freeing them all like that. And basically the last thing that all the other Rangers remember, because Gia said it herself, that she remembers meeting with Tommy, but she was attacked by some other Rangers, and Wes let us know that those weren't Rangers, those were Draven's clones, and that they're trying to take the Ranger powers and all that kind of stuff. So now they're going to try to go stop Lord Draven, and on their way out, Tommy is attacked by Evil Tommy. So with Robo Tommy and Real Tommy fighting, Tommy, Robo Tommy is like, who better than to destroy Tommy than him? And Tommy's like, if you don't have a Master Morpher, then you're just a cheap clone, basically. So he pulls out his Master Morpher, and this was awesome. He morphs into Zero Ranger 5 Red. Then, Robo Tommy morphs into the Black Dino Thunder Ranger. Then he morphs into the White Tiger Zord White Ranger. Then he morphs into the Dragon Zord Green Ranger. And that's when he destroys Robo Tommy. I'm like, epic. Like, that was badass. Like, I was living for that. Like, yes. So, like I said earlier, you had the Rangers split up. You had Brody and Sarah, and you had Levi, Preston, Haley, and Calvin. They were together. So, Sarah and Brody, they are inside of Draven's fortress. They're trying to find the arrows so that they can destroy them, but they are intercepted by Draven. So they start fighting Draven and the Basher bots. But, Draven blasts them, and they are flown into a secret room where they did find the arrows. So, Sarah told Preston to have his Dragon Zord on hand ready. So she ties a rope around Brody, and she says, trust her. And, she throws a rope out the window, and Preston's Dragon Zord catches it. And, it takes Brody off, and all the Rangers are basically flying around with these arrows that Draven has. And Draven is trying to get to the arrows. So he goes through one of his portals, and he's down there with his Robo Rangers, and he's telling the Robo Rangers to fire on the actual Rangers. And they fire on them, and they shoot the Rangers out of the air, also bringing the arrows back down. So, the Rangers demorph, and they're faced by Draven and all the Robo Rangers. But they're then joined by the 10 legendary Rangers, who are, I've already said, Rocky, Tommy, Catherine, TJ, Wes, Trent, Gemma, Coda, Antonio, and Gia. So they're joined by them. They all morph. With this, I was hoping we would get a new morphing sequence, but they all just morph, standing still. So they then start to fight Draven, and the Rangers then defeat all the Robo Rangers, leaving Draven by himself. So Madame Odious, she is up there in the Warrior Dome, and she sees this, and Draven has that one arrow left. So Madame Odious makes Draven grow, and when Draven gigantified, he takes the arrow, he shoots it toward the barrier that's already cracked. And this is when Tommy, he takes out his Master Morpher, he morphs into the White Tiger Ranger once again, and he summons the Falcon Zord. Like, wow, man, the Falcon Zord. So Tommy and the Falcon Zord, they fly into the sky, they grab the arrow, and they are coming back down. And at this point, the Rangers on the ground are shooting at Lord Draven, and Tommy and the Falcon Zord fire the arrow at Lord Draven, and that is the end of Lord Draven. This was like a really, really good episode. Like, I really enjoyed it. Like I said earlier, it was completely better than the legendary battle, and it was just a little bit better to me than Once a Ranger. Could have been a little bit longer. Now back to the end. I'm gonna get to the ending because I just kind of threw myself off. But the world is safe. So now the Rangers are going back to their dimensions, which I'm kind of confused about. Which Rangers come from different dimensions? Like, that was where I was kind of a little bit confused, because we know that Tommy, Catherine, and Rocky know each other, and we also know that Catherine and Tommy know TJ. So who comes from different dimensions besides Gemma and Coda? Maybe they'll answer that some other time. But so they go through the portal, and at the end of it, we did see Tommy and Catherine hold hands with each other. So I was really trying to figure out, I'm like, are Tommy and Catherine married, or did he find Kimberly and marry Kimberly? That would be my fan ending. Or is he married to Haley? We don't know. But again, so awesome. Like, I loved it. It gave me what I need. It gave me everything that the legendary battle did not give me. So I'm happy. Like, I'm on cloud 9 right about now. Wow, what a way to live up to 25 years. You know, I still hear the Mighty Morphin opening with Rita talking about, after 10,000 years I'm free. It's time to conquer Earth. Alpha, Rita's escape. Recruit a team of teenagers with attitude. I still remember that to this day. Like, I love it. But that was Power Ranger Super Ninja Steel. Leave your comments, like the video, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys Saturday for a brand new episode of Power Ranger Super Ninja Steel.